The first issue is polygamy during the time of Nabi Yaqub, which is the law that has been abolished. Prophet Ishaq had twins, one named Prophet Yaqub and the other name is Ishu. Ishu holds grudge and envy towards his twin brothers Prophet Yaqub, who is indeed pampered and more loved by his mother. Prophet Ishaq told Prophet Yaqub to go out and migrate to Fadam Aram in Iraq, which is where his uncle Laban bin Baitul lived, where he can marry one of his daughters. By going through the desert, Prophet Yaqub continued his journey alone. On that long journey, he occasionally stopped to rest when he felt tired. And in one of the stops, he stopped because he was very tired. Then Prophet Yaqub fell asleep under the shade of a large rock. Prophet Yaqub woke up from his sleep and he realized that what he saw was just a dream, but he believed that his dream would come true later in the day according to his father's prayer that still hummed in his ears. By getting that dream, he felt that all the tiredness caused by his journey disappeared and his autism increased to arrive at the destination. Arriving at one of the crossroads, he stopped for a moment to ask one of the residents where his mother's relative's house. Laban is a rich man, which is the owner of the largest livestock company in the city, so it is not difficult for someone to find his address. The resident who was asked immediately pointed to a beautiful girl who was herding to show him the way. With a pounding heart, Prophet Yaqub went to approach the beautiful girl, then with a broken voice as if something tied his tongue, Prophet Yaqub introduced himself that he was his own cousin. Hearing Prophet Yaqub's words that he wanted to meet his father and to deliver a message from his father with pressure, Rahil asked Prophet Yaqub to follow her back home to meet Laban. After meeting, Laban and Prophet Yaqub warmly embraced each other. The unexpected meeting brought tears to both of them. Then Laban prepared a special room for his nephew, Prophet Yaqub. After staying at Laban's house for some time, Prophet Yaqub conveyed his father's message, so that Prophet Ishaq and Laban would become in-law by marrying him to one of his daughters. The order was received by Laban. He agreed to marry Prophet Yaqub to one of his daughters. As a dowry, Prophet Yaqub had to work in his future son-in-law's livestock company for 7 years. Prophet Yaqub agreed with the conditions presented by Laban. 7 years has been spent by Prophet Yaqub as an employee in the Laban breeding company. Prophet Yaqub collects the promise of his uncle. To be made his son-in-law, Laban offered to Prophet Yaqub to marry his daughter named Leah as a wife. Prophet Yaqub wants Rahil, which Leah's sister, because Rahil is prettier than Leah. Prophet Yaqub expressed his desire to marry Rahil, not Leah, but understood Prophet Yaqub's desire, but desire was rejected because according to their custom, the older sister should be married before the younger sister. Laban, who did not want to disappoint Prophet Yaqub, then voiced his opinion. In order to accept Leah as his first wife, in order to marry Rahil, the same condition were also given to Prophet Yaqub. Before Prophet Yaqub could have Rahil, Prophet Yaqub is very respectful to his uncle and feels indebted to him, who was accepted him at home as his own family. Laban treated him well and treated him like his own son. Then Prophet Yaqub could do nothing but accept his uncle's suggestion. The marriage with Leah takes place and the agreement to marry Rahil is signed. As soon as the second 7 years ended, Prophet Yaqub was married to Rahil, a girl he loved very much, and always remembered since his first meeting when he entered the city of Fadam Aram. In this way, Prophet Yaqub married two women who were siblings, a sister and a younger sister, which was according to the Sharia and the rules that prevailed at a time when it was not forbidden. However, the Sharia was forbidden by Muhammad SAW.
Laban gave a female slave to each daughter. Leah's slave was called Zilpah and Rahil's slave was called Bilhah. Allah compensated Leah's witness by giving her sons. The first was named Reuben, and after whom there were Shamun, Levi, and Yahuza. Rahil felt jealous of Leah having sons, as she was barren. She gave her slave Bilhah to her husband, and he had relation with her until she became pregnant. She gave birth to a son and named him Nasali. Leah was blessed that Rahil's slave had given birth to a son, so she in turn gave her slave Zilpah to Prophet Yaqub. Zilpah gave birth to two sons, Gad and Asher. Then Leah got pregnant and gave birth to her fifth son, Issachar. And later, she gave birth to a sixth son, Zebulun. After this, Leah gave birth to a daughter named Dinah. Thus, Leah had 7 sons from Prophet Yaqub. Then Rahel prayed to Allah to give her son from Prophet Yaqub. Allah heard her call and responded to her prayer. She gave birth to a son, great, honorable and beauty. She named him Yusuf.
Secondly, the law that has not been abolished is women as leader in Islam. Women's leadership had become considerable polemic in Islamic history. During the Prophet's lifetime, Muslim women took part in politics, such as the Pledge of Loyalty, the immigration, participation in consultation and giving advice. There is no verse in the Quran which is explicitly forbids women from becoming leaders. Although some scholars have forbidden women from occupying high positions, Professor Kamali stressed that other scholars, including Professor Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, have agreed that Muslim women can be appointed to such position, including within the judiciary, but provided cases do not involve hudud, the Islamic penal code, or qisas, the laws of retaliation. In the view of classical scholars, this hadith is supported by several hadiths that women were created from the rib of Adam. Scholars later developed into a concept that women are subordinate to men is understanding strengthens the prohibitions of women to lead a government.
There is also issue about female Qadi appointed in the Sharia Court. In April of 2017, the Qadi Selection Committee of Israel Sharia Court made a historic move that it appointed the first woman to the position of Qadi. The appointment of a woman to a judicial position in the religious court system is particularly sensitive issue, especially in light of religious scholars stand on the issue. There is a divided opinion on the matter of the appointment of a woman to a judicial position in the Sharia court as well. The appointment of women to the role of Qadi is not a routine appointment in Sharia court. Without any connection to the identity of the woman chosen for the position, the appointment convey that the Sharia and Islamic law are a progressive and enlightened legal system that can properly deal with the varied circumstances in order to realize public good. Furthermore, there is no doubt that the appointment was a historic step, and the Sharia court system in Israel led in this land alone with other Sharia court in the other state across the Muslim world and with the neighboring Palestinian Authority.
In addition, there is also issue that being debated among the Muslim scholar about the women's leadership, which is women that appointed to be a mufti. Instead, in the original ruling that it is permissible for a woman to be a mufti if she fits the set condition. Moreover, if questions are brought open to her, she is able to give answer according to the knowledge she possesses. As for the position of mufti, as an official position in a state or a country, the situation shall be valued by taking into account some maslahah. The reason also because there is no specification of gender for someone to be a mufti. Instead, whoever conveys Allah, laws upon occurrences referring to the evidence, can be said as mufti.
First of all, women must require a strength. Powerful woman has the strength to take risks, learn from failure, and never give up, no matter how hard a challenge is. Being a female leader in a male-centric business world requires the strength and confidence to deal with every obstacle or setback. Then, to obtain the leadership requirement, women should have tenacity. Women in leadership position often face certain challenges that men never will. Many are family-oriented and happy personal events like pregnancy and maternity leave are deemed by some as damaging to the momentum in the workplace. For this reason, it is especially important for female leaders to demonstrate both confidence and determination when it comes to business. These extra responsibilities are not justification for setting aside women under some pretense that they are delicate or distraught. Rather, they serve as testament to the weight we can carry and our ability to act as leader in our life. After we observe about the second requirement of leadership, also the criteria of women's leadership are adaptability. All leaders, which includes female leadership, need to be confident, creative and persevering, but above all else, they need to be adaptable. Every work environment and enjoy position will have unique set of demand, and those demand will continue to evolve technology. Workplace and clients need to do. Today, leaders need to be able to weather this change and work them to their advantage. Furthermore, the woman also should know how to ignore bad advice. Being able to ignore bad advice, especially without offending the advisor, constantly make the difference between male and female. Frankly, they should listen to advice from people who have some experience with something they are working on. The woman also should shut down the rumour that made by the people around her. Besides, the next criteria are great. Great is the perseverance and passion to achieve your long-term goal. Today's world is filled with uncertainty, and uncertainty creates distraction, stress, and obstacle. Having the greatness to thrive in the face of adversity is necessary to be successful long-term, especially for the woman that become a leader to something that she's working on. In addition, knowing how to ask is also one of the requirements to women must gain to achieve leadership characteristics. Women in particular often struggle to really claim their worth in organisation and should not shy from opportunity and conversion that allow them access resource and opportunity to propel forward. Powerful women know how to ask for what they want and need to be successful. Instead of falling victim to the situation or waiting for someone to see barriers and remove them, women must be empowered to take change of this situation themselves.
Queen Balkis is proof that female leaders are capable of leading the country with the wisdom, justice and wisdom she possesses. The Queen ruled the great kingdoms of Sabah and Maghrib during the life of Prophet Sulaiman alaihi salam. Sabah is a prosperous and advanced state, and its people live a civil and civil life, causing them to achieve success in all fields, including economic, social and politics. One day, Prophet Sulaiman asked all his troops to line up in their respective positions to inspect his troop. His Majesty found that a hooded bird was not in the position that had been set, so that it caused Prophet Sulaiman to punish him if a reasonable reason was not given. At that moment, Hudhud appeared with the excuse that he was going to a country called Sabah, and in it there was a woman who ruled the country. Hudhud also explained that the female king and her people prostrated themselves to worship the sun. The queen who rules the state is Queen Balkis. Prophet Sulaiman ordered the hummingbird to send a letter to the queen. Then Queen Balkis had a meeting with her superiors, and some suggested that she launch a war with the Prophet Sulaiman's army. But Queen Balkis felt that the opponent she wanted to face was someone else. Then Queen Balkis tried to use a trick by winning the heart of Prophet Sulaiman by giving him wealth and jewelry. But Prophet Sulaiman rejected the gift, and Prophet Sulaiman would bring an army that would dominate the kingdom of Sabah. When the matter reached Queen Balkis, they had no choice but to obey the will of Prophet Sulaiman. Queen Balkis left for the land of Prophet Sulaiman to meet the ruler. At that time, the transfer of the throne of Queen Balkis took place. The throne of Queen Balkis was brought to Prophet Sulaiman in a fleeting moment, even though it was located very far from the land of Yemen. This story makes us realize that the government that makes women as leaders has existed since the time of Prophet Sulaiman alaihi salam and is still maintained until now. The proof is the appointment of Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat as Malaysian 10th Chief Justice in May 2019. She is the first woman to hold a position in Malaysia's highest judicial department.
Sayyidatina Aisyah is the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, who is heavily involved in the narration of hadith. She is one of the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is a jurist, pious, intelligent, and narrated many hadiths from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is as many as 2,210 hadiths, and of these 313 are mentioned in both Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. This is because she also a point of reference for a great companion in asking questions related to religion, such as fiqh, fara'id, and matters related to the practice of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was in the house. Sayyidatina Aisyah became a teacher to the companions because she was taught by the Prophet directly. This is because the issue of fiqh to overtrip involve women, and is rational for the Messenger of Allah to have many wives. For example, when Sayyidina Umar said that women who want to take a bath must untie their hair to level the water. Then, Sayyidatina Aisyah gave an explanation related to the issue that women who tie their hair do not have a problem to level the water. This proved that Sayyidatina Aisyah has long been a mufti among the companions, and she also more knowledgeable than other companions because the Prophet taught her directly. This shows that women as a leadership in Islam have existed since the time of the companions. Therefore, The law for women to be leaders is still used. For example, the Sharia Court has appointed Neni Shusaida Shamsuddin as Sharia High Court judge for Selangor. Previously, women were only appointed to the lower court starting only in 2010. She made history in Malaysia last year when she was appointed as the country's first female Sharia High Court judge. Nani Shusaida Shamsuddin said she is hopeful that the rising number of female judges will help change the perception that Sharia court do not treat women fairly.